back down to the res this morning. Indeed, it's already left wide open. There's no lock on it anyway, but if we can try and do that best we can, then I will do. Just while I'm here, I thought I'd have another look at outlet. That's still holding up absolutely fine. Water coming right inside, but there's not enough there to be a danger for any carp climbing over. Other side's absolutely solid as well. And you've got to remember, all this water now, it's just a backlog, so the level is only getting lower now, so that's not a massive worry anymore. Down here, still got it flowing through just as it was before. Again, probably a little bit lower. Starting to see a lot more of this stuff now showing, whereas before it was just buried. There might still be fish knocking about in there. I do know they've actually made it into pond 2 anyway, so there could even be fish in this little body of water over here as well, but it'll become easier to recover them when the water level drops down even more. So, but right, let's go and have a look at some of this litter anyway and see if we can get some picked up. So water level is up here. That peg's under a little bit, so it's up probably 3 inch, 4 inch. Not a massive worry, but still something to take into account. Right, I've got my bin bags. I've got a few rolls. So stuff like this that's just in edge. I've got a picker in car as well, so I'll come back. Anything that's in edgy water I can pick out as well. But plan is to start off at the lower end of the lake, so towards the car park, and that way I'm not carrying loads of bags back with me from up there. I can fill one up. When it's full, I can leave it on a peg and then quickly get another bag out, go on to the next peg, so on and so forth, and then I can carry them back down a little bit easier. So we'll start here anyway. Actually found a saw in edge as well, so that'll be difficult to take back with me. But before I just move on to the next one, just have a quick float about, just make sure there's nothing too sinister here. And obviously its leaves fall off at trees more and more, it'll become easier to see as well, so that'll be better. Trying to figure out what that is. That a flask? So here is somebody's humongous flask. Oh, lid's come off. So I can tell you why that's been chucked, because the glass inside it's smashed, so that can go in the bag as well. But it's all easy stuff mainly, like bottles like that. If it's got a little bit in it, just pour it out. So pour it out, a bit of juice, and leave the lid open like that. Chuck it in. It just makes compressing it later on that bit easier. And if you pour all liquid out, it actually makes it a lot lighter as well. Another one there, so take the lid off that. So juice out, lid off, in the bag. Right, who knows there's more down here. Oh, can of Diet Coke, still nearly full. Oh. Bottle of Volvic. Some more bits in there as well. Them down there, look. So that roll just in that one area up there, just behind this peg, second peg. There's a bottle of Fanta in there, forgot about that. So again, most of them are full. And it's because people just don't want to carry them home. So I'm going to, is that a bank stick in there? Just found a little bank stick as well. It's not really branded or anything. So there, look, those two. So again, let's empty them out. It's only juice anyway, it's not going to be harmful for anything in the environment. Worst part is just getting these bottles bagged up. So that's them. Load of desperados down here. Whatever this is, got a bit in that, so I'll empty that. I've got some gloves in the car as well, so if I start finding anything a bit sharp, I'll whack some gloves on. Should really have them on now, really, but oh, this chap knows his stuff. Can't beat fridge raiders. Anything else? Oh, there's something right up there. Oh, so all that. So what was that? Probably quarter of a bag full. All just from this first peg here. And there will be little bits more tucked right under. But wait for a few more leaves to fall off and then we'll come down and do another sweep, but this is the sort of thing that needs doing on a daily basis. I don't mean getting bags on it, I mean on a daily basis you need to be looking for it, and if you see it, pick it up. So on to the next one. And here, look, it's out of my jurisdiction, got past them at lakes there, but if you're walking past it, just shove it in. Yeah, so when I come out of the day, I got all these bits on camera, that vape there and stuff, so just easily grab it. Sinking feed pellets, that's that bankside tackle, £3.50, 100%. Gonna chuck some gloves on in a bit. All this stuff down here, look. Refrigerators again, in the bag. Get off, get off, get off. Bit of plastic there. A bit of a wrapper there, like a tackle wrapper. Oh, branches clinging onto me. So that's that bit cleared up there. Look, it's that easy, just to grab a few bits. I didn't see all this. Oh, there's a barbecue there. In fact, whoever's been down here, let me just point this out before I start clearing it all up. All this dead, like bush in here, that's all been cut from somewhere, probably all outside of it. It's all been shoved in there like that. All those have been shoved in there, and all that's just been stuffed in that tree there. It's absolutely thick with branch cuttings, that. And if I just show you through here, oh, hold on. Absolute magnitude of fishing line here as well. Looks like someone's dragged that out at lake and then it's just been left. So that can come with us. Oh, I'm annoyed I didn't spot that other day. Stuff like fishing line wants going straight in bag. You don't want to risk even just forgetting it. But anyway, all this stuff, it's been stuffed in here, and all rubbish is actually still in here. So it's all been shoved to bury all this, look. So there's bottles, cans, that's a barbecue, there's rubbish under there. If I turn that way, that bag there, Chinese wrapper over there, and there's also some more bits just behind this log, you can't see it. So that's going to be a mission to get them out, and that bottle down there as well. Might have to try and tackle that now. Actually, I don't really want to just do half a job. I mean, I can get all loose stuff off at the floor because there's some over there, look. I can get all that up off each peg and then come back and start having a real dig for this stuff. Which it's even down there, look. I'll see, I'll have a look. I think I might just drag it out now, to be fair. I'm better off doing one full peg at a time really instead of leaving bits, so I think I'll have a dig. There's actually a lot of it I can't get to, so that's that big barbecue there. I'm going to leave that there for the time being because if we do get any anglers come down here between now and whenever, at least they've got something to have like a bit of a fire pit in. I'd rather that than it be on the floor. But ideally it wants moving. But there's litter, I can't really see it on camera. Down there, look. It's right at back and I can't really get to it without moving all this stuff. All this has been shoved on there, knowing full well that all that rubbish is behind there. And, oh God, more fishing line. Oh, look, no end tackle on it. But stuff like that, I want to go in straight to bag your line, all your bottles, lids off, get them in. It just helps it compress that bit easier. Carling cat, loads of Lucozade bottles. You guys love your Lucozade. And then there's these grills here, which I'm guessing we use for a bit of that barbecue. So what I'm going to do with them, for the time being, I'm stick them back there, where they were. So again, lid off, whack that in there. So probably just over half the bag now. All you have to do is just slowly move on. It's already squashed. It's got an hole in the lid. What we got? all this lot. So that's just like somebody's day session bag, that, where they've just lobbed it. Bottle there, there's a bag of some sort there, and these little tiny bits like bits of bag there. Oh, say bits of bag, I think that's another day session bag, all jammed under them logs. I'll get all these out anyway, and it's a start. Right, so we've done that side. It's peg. I've not even got to the other peg yet. Look at all this. So that's my bag I'm filling up, so ignore that. That's the blue one I just pulled out. Pans, there's another knife and fork somewhere. Bottles, cans, bottles, glass bottles. And it's just ongoing, and I can still see more over there, so there's no way anyone's been round and going to clear up anytime soon, because a lot of this stuff has been here ages. There's no way that you've accidentally missed that. That's just not been picked up. But we'll get it back and move on. Just I'm putting all that in bag. See this line? You can see where it goes, look. And you can just see more of it, more of it. And it's all just been chucked up here into these trees. Can't stress it enough. Birds get tangled on this. Then they go out in the lake and get tangled on reeds and pads and everything. And it's just a never-ending issue. And if that bird then dies out there, we've still got all this line out there. So another load. Two iron. Can't even see that one, and I know there's one there. Oh, there we go. In the bag. And this one up further away. Alright, that bin bag is not far off full. Just going to go on to the next peg and see if there's a few more bits. And then that's my first one done. I've only covered 3, nearly 4 pegs. Is this peg 3? Yeah, this is peg 3. So that's peg 4, so we've not even done 4 pegs yet. So we'll go on to the next one. Not even made it off a peg yet. Look at all this here, look. If you see it, it's not your responsibility as an individual. But if you see it, you'll feel responsible for leaving it. So for how small it is and how much room it takes up, shove it in a bag, or keep it in a bag next to you. And if you ever see me walk around, I'll grab it all off you. But this, I just wanted to point out, is a premium rod rest. Look at that. That's a belter. So I'm going to leave that there, because that, to somebody, is priceless. Right, so yeah, look, I've got to be a bit cautious about picking stuff like that, because that's toilet tissue. So what I'll do is I'll leave that and I'll get some gloves on it car and come back down. That is 2 ash brown sauce with egg, I think, that one. And you've also got, randomly, some socks. Now I know what we all do with socks. Don't worry about the socks. Oh my life. Look at all that. Yeah, forget the socks, but we all know what they're used for when we're desperate. So that can go in the bag. I'm just going to roll that up. That's unacceptable, guys. If that's stuffed in there like that, someone's had a bad day, they've pulled it all off and they've just chucked it. Chuck it straight in your kit, get it home. There's actually a company you can send it off to. I'll try and find it and put a link in the description. And they actually use recycled line. And they make sunglasses, I think, out of them, as far as I'm aware. Right, so this peg seems to have got lots of like tissue, a few socks everywhere. It's a bit weird. So that's where we just were over there, look. There's not much left there anymore. So now I'm probably going to try and attempt to pick some of these bits up and then just swiftly move on to the next one. What is that? Oh, a cushion. A cushion, clothes, look at all that. All this down here, look. Absolutely mountains of it. Same with this. Tin just stuffed in edge like that full of rubbish. why there's not a body down there. Absolutely covered in it. That's going to be a fresh bag, I think, that. Wow, I can actually see a spom down there, a black one. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's a spom there. So we'll try and dig some of that out. That's just ridiculous. Nobody walks around here no more to check up place, so it's such a shame. Yeah, it's full of rubbish under there. That's going to be a right mission. I think I might spend the rest of the next couple of hours digging this out, but why leave a pillow? What's that all about? Alright, let's get stuck in. So you bend down to pick up something like that, and I picked this up the other day, and because I was not rushing, but I was just skimming over it. Look at all this. Look at all this straight away. And watch. Look at all that. Absolutely embedded into the floor, that. Nightmare. Absolute nightmare. I'm going to come back to that and get all the twigs off it and have it. Leave that there. Oh, that's been there a bit. What that is. Yeah, I don't want to leave these on. I need to be careful touching these. I'm going to leave these and come back to them, these rags and have you, because I don't want to go catching out. No offence, lads and lasses, fellas and fellettes. But better to be safe than sorry, as they say. There's so much line. There's even more here. Look. I'm just going over to that what I've just pulled out. Right, let's get stuck in. Right, so amongst all that line, I've also found a few wraps of braid there as well. Right, let me take you over here. So, landing net, tubs, bottles. I've just picked up everything that's safe, to be fair, because I need to chuck some gloves on. 2 hoodies, don't like touching these, but one there. There's also a lot of tins that are full that haven't been opened. So that's a nightmare, carrying them back to the bin. You can see why no one likes taking the litter with him. But that's just 10 minutes of getting that out. I'm actually going to come back. Can't see much on camera, but there's actually loads all in there still. But I'm going to focus on getting all this lot out of the way first. And I'm going to come back up, I think, with some gloves on and get rid. I did find somewhere. And that spom that I thought I found, it's not even a real one, but a bit of junk nonetheless. So I'm going to get all this bagged up. Along with that, luckily it's not that heavy, and I've got a towable back. And I'm going to make my way back down to the car. I might shoot off home, get some gloves, and then come back up. But you've got to remember, this is just the 4th peg on the lake. And we've got that much out just from 1 peg. So if you think of how much there is left in there, there's loads of stuff still stuck in up bushes everywhere that needs picking out. It's a nightmare, but that's just part and parcel of running a fishery. You come up here, you get it cleaned up, you know, every day you might be taking something, but that's just your job, that's what you have to do. So I'll leave this bit for now. I've got the bulk of it out of the way. This lot, I'm going to bag it up now, like I've just said, get back to the car, go and fetch some gloves, because there's some stuff that I don't really want to touch, and then I'm going to pop back up again. But so far, massive success, and hopefully we are probably about 2% into the actual mission of getting it all cleared up, because over at Big Res there is mountains and mountains of it. This is nothing compared to what's down there. So yeah, so far so good. Right, let's crack on.
See, as I'm pulling out stuff like cans down there, look, if you can see that. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Where's it gone? There, look. So, a bit of rubbish there. Look at line next to it. Just balled up. Look how thick that stuff is. Just balled up and just shoved in bush. You know, if someone walks around here 2 or 3 times a day, people refrain from doing that because they'd be too scared of getting caught. Nobody comes round here for months at a time. But like I said, stuff like this, just easy stuff to pick out, empty it, and just wing it in a bag like that. Got a few bulk on that side. Oh, see, every time you look away, you spot. Oh my god, I missed that entire bag there. Every time you look away, you spot something. No. So that's that black bag. I've just pulled that from there. That's where it was. Look at the size of that thing. That's my foot. Look at the size of the bag. It's absolutely stuffed with stuff. But, if you look in here, all these have all been cut down. So these are all branches that have been cut off this tree here. So all this was in there when that were cut. And what they've done is they've just buried all rubbish and litter with all them branches. Because a lot of them branches are absolutely crushing that down. So there's no way someone shoved a bag that big under there without ripping it. It's still nearly intact. Right, last bit and we'll get off. Oh my god, I'm sick of, you know what, I am just going to stop filming in a minute, but look at all this. That's braid. Look at all that there. Someone's just thrown all that into the bush. If you knew how much damage that does, and you're okay chucking that in a bush like this, take your fishing tackle, put it on marketplace, give it away. That is not what anglers do. No way.
It's a right mammoth task. So I've used my net to hang my bags on. I've got one in my hand. I'm just going to walk back to the big skip now and chuck them in there. Because, well, that's what it's there for, so might as well use it. Right, here's the bin. It's always unlocked, this thing. People come down and shove their own stuff in it, but as you can see, still plenty of room in it if it's squashed down. Loads of room at the back as well, look, so just going to wing these rubbish bags in here. So that's one. And two. Hopefully wait till then, we'll push them down a bit as well. 3. And then the net as well. So that's all that stuff in there. There's loads of room in there, just all what's pushing down a bit, so that's no problem. Right, so as you've just seen, tons of rubbish. I think in total on that side of Lake 3, there's 7 pegs, like fishable pegs. You can only fish one side of that lake anyway, which makes it a little bit easier to maintain. But obviously at some point, going around to the side of that lake and just looking in hedgerows to see if there's any rubbish. The entire lake, picking up litter, absolutely crucial. As you've seen, with all the braid and line and everything, that can be helped, but at the same time, if you're not monitoring a fishery and you're not walking around and policing place and looking after it, you only have to go to places like Aston Park, for example, Harthill Dam, God, commercials, Lindome, stuff like that. There's people walking around all the time. And not only that, but it's quite a close network as well. So from wherever officials are on fisheries, they can sort of see most anglers there anyway. Not that places like Lindome get a lot of riffraff, but you know what I mean. But at some point, Aaron at Lindome, he will have had to pick up someone's litter they've left behind, no doubt. But down here, because it's out of way, and you're right down at back at fields on that bottom lake, it's easy for anglers to shove a bin liner full of rubbish from a week session or a weekend session into an edge. And you know what? I'm going to add on to that, not just a carp angler or a specimen angler, a coarse angler or just an angler. Because a lot of that stuff I found there today includes stuff like coarse rigs, that like what I'd use, for example, like match fishing style tackle.
So it can't just be a matter of pointing finger at a particular set of anglers. So we just need to keep on top of it. And anglers, members of the public, I know people who will go for a walk around Clumber Park, for example, and if they see a rapper, they'll shove it in the bag. I sometimes do it. If I see something and it's just in way, it's just like it stands out like a sore thumb, you know, and I'm going to walk past it and I don't think anyone else is going to pick it up, you know, I'll sometimes pick it up. So we can all do his bit. But anglers, a lot of this stuff that I'm finding, I mean, there's tackle, there's a reel that I've picked up today, spoms, nets, and again, these are items that every angler can use. So it's not just pointing finger at carp anglers. There's no divide in fishing for me anymore. I've come to the understanding that if you're an angler, it don't matter what you wear, what colour, what tackle you use, if you sleep in a bivvy or sit on a box, if you chuck your litter on the floor, then, you know, you're just as bad as anybody. But I understand that match anglers and course anglers, they're not going to have a bag with a weekend's worth full of rubbish in it. And a specimen angler might do. A specimen angler, they can shove it under an edge, just like we can shove a load of bait bags under an edge. Like a lot of them bags today, like I've just said, a lot of them are coarse baits, which carp anglers can use, but let's be right, if it's like a match pellet or something like that, we can all hold our hands up. Anyway, to conclude today, it is now 3 o'clock, and no, it's 2 o'clock, clocks have gone back. I'm not coming back today. I've brought stuff in this skip here. This skip is unlocked all the time. There's no reason why anybody can't just come down and get all this stuff, all the rubbish, and just shove it in this bin. It's what it's here for. Use it, make the most of it. I say that sternly because there's a load of stuff in that bin that's been brought down here by people that have just drove down, seen a bin and chucked some rubbish in it. So make use of it, because it will fill up with other stuff and we can't just lock it, otherwise you'll have nowhere to take your stuff. And it's only fair that if there's a massive skip here like this, you can chuck all your stuff in it without taking it home and filling your own bins up. Ideally, it's come from home or it's come from shop on way here. But if we've got a bin this big up here and it's being paid for, use it. Like, chuck it in, shove it in, like really cram it in. But I'm going to leave it there with this one. It's only a short one. But I'll probably do like a part 2 tomorrow, I think. I've got a really, really bad back. So I need to quickly head off home now and take some pain relief and relax, because I can only do so much. Luckily, all this, it's like light stuff. You know, I'm not laying railway sleepers all day, but it does take its toll after a bit, so I have to be careful. As of yet, I've had a chat about the works on Down Wall. It's not close to being finished yet. They've still got a bit to do. Deadline is round about now. They should have pretty much done by now. Fish, the barrier's back up between 3 and 2. There's, from what I can see, there's no fish in that water. There obviously will be some, but you can't see any. So when water level starts to drop a little bit or come up, at the minute there's none belly up, which tells me that they might just be surviving just fine in that running water down there. When we were taking them out, they had plenty of water, to be fair, so that's not a massive issue. Yeah, and a lot of stuff that I've not picked up today, it's because I need gloves for, because there's a few needles in there. There's a few other little bits and bobs as well that I don't want to touch, and there is a magnitude of like toilet paper and stuff like that, and I've managed to just pick up carrier bags today, because you can pick up a dirty carrier bag everywhere nowadays, so you know, I'm not overly fussed about that. I'm a really clean guy. I've gone through loads of wipes in car and disinfectant to wipe my hands, and I'm going to go home now and have a really good scrub. But I'm going to come back tomorrow and focus on all the small stuff, and I think mostly that's what's left on pond 3. Over on pond 1, lake 1, whatever, right at the back, there's a lot of stuff over there, so I'll have to try and sort my Preston Barra, my shuttle out, to try and house a couple of bin bags so I can push them round, because there's no way I'm carrying them that far. It was far enough today, but I managed to use this net that I'd found as like a shoulder strap to put the bags on, so I weren't leaning over, which are ideal. Anyway, enough mumbling and gibbering on. I'm going to go off home and get some snap and get a wash, and I'll be back tomorrow. But let's call this part 1, and part 2 I'll probably upload it tomorrow afternoon at some point, and just try and give you a bit of a progress on how things are going with the place. It's a nightmare, it's a state, it's wrecked. The place is in dire need of attention. It's under some serious neglect, and 100% it is a massive safety risk up here. Like, there's so many things lying about.
broken gates. Pegs are all fine, they all look all right, but there's just so many things that as a fishery you need to be on top on. So I might even at some point try and get a few signs printed off and just laminated and chuck them up where I need to, because I know how busy Canal and River Trust are just lately. If I can do anything to help, then I will do. So I'll leave it at that. But yeah, part 2 maybe tomorrow, and we'll see how we get on. But thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and hopefully we can have this place back to life soon.